I would like to thank the 49ers for announcing that the 3 star players on the team would not be playing in this game after we had recorded the episode of Benny versus the Penny. So I thank them for that very much from the bottom of my heart. I do appreciate that. Now, the Packers playing host to the injury-riddled 49ers. Did you watch? I don't know. It was on Fox. You were supposed to watch. But Josh Jacobs, if you missed it, Josh Jacobs, the ex-Raider, 106 yards. And he matches a career-high 3 touchdowns doing the Lambeau leap here, there, and everywhere as the Packers rolled late, pulling away, and really were never in danger in this game. 38-10 the final. The 49ers playing without, among others, quarterback Brock Purdy, 3-time All-Pro Mountain left tackle Trent Williams, and 4-time Pro Bowl edge rusher Nick Bosa among the walking wounded who did not play. They did not play in this game. They sat out, and so that meant backup quarterback Brandon Allen. Who? Brandon Allen got the start and played about as well as you'd think a guy named Brandon Allen would play for the 49ers, as he was bad to the bone. Bad. Now, Kyle Shanahan refused, though, to put the blame, playing the blame game, he refused to put the blame on his temporary starting quarterback. He said, quote, "We all got embarrassed. No one played that great," Shanahan, looked like he was freezing his ass off in northern Wisconsin, said, "From what I saw, I thought he did some good things." He said of Brandon Allen, he said, 2 plays, he just slipped. That hurt us, but I thought Brandon made some big throws and gave us a chance. Okay, close quote. Let us discuss the question for the esteemed panel. Where are you at regarding Kyle Shanahan and his assessment of backup quarterback Brandon Allen after the 49ers blown out by Green Bay? So I've got dinner table, I've got message in a bottle, and manufactured. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a milkshake, which is what Lorena got, I think, before the show. It was like a milkshake type thing. It was a
Frappuccino.
But it's really just a milkshake. It's called Frappuccino. It's a fancy way of saying a milkshake. It's the same.
The Frappuccino.
The same thing. You know, it's like the ice cream. You know, it's Italian ice cream is what's it called? The Italian ice cream. It's called
Gelato.
Oh, you both knew gelato right away, right? You knew gelato, but it's just ice cream. It's just they call it gelato. Anyway, all right. First of all, here, Kyle Shanahan, the 49er coach, what he is doing is using good etiquette, right? He's using good etiquette here, and you got to bite your tongue. I understand. Privately, I'll bet you if you took Shanahan aside and you said, what do you really think here? What do you think about Brandon Allen, who's filled in at quarterback? Not only was Brandon Allen a quarterback, he was terrible. And there's no other way to say it. Now, Shanahan wants to have good dinner table manners. Good dinner table manners. So you have to be diplomatic. You have to be a diplomat. And make no mistake, though. Privately, he will tell you this was an unmitigated disaster. Now, that was not the only reason the 49ers lost. That is true. That Nick Bosa would have helped, and there's some of these other guys that were out absolutely would have helped. But Brandon Allen by himself playing center for the 49ers, it was a boondoggle. A boondoggle. Had a fumble and an interception. Each of those plays led to Green Bay touchdowns. The 49ers only had 11 first downs. 11 first downs the entire afternoon into the evening there at Lambeau Field, and they almost had as many penalties as they did first downs. They had 9 penalties for 77 yards, as they were not reading from the same song sheet in this game at all. But Shanahan's got to put a nice spin on it. It's not his fault, but really in many ways it was, because if the quarterback plays better, then you've got a shot to win the game, and Green Bay pulled away and just dominated as the game went on. Now, secondly, we go now to the swamplands of New Jersey, another game where not much happened for the home team. Now, that last game was at Lambeau. The home team dominated. The road team didn't. But this game, it was the opposite. The home team did nothing. Baker Mayfield, the Baker in the house. He tossed for 294 yards. 294 yards, scored a rushing touchdown, did not have a touchdown pass. The Buccaneers, though, jumped out to a 30-0 lead, and they ended up winning this game 30-7. The final, as the drama On the New York side of things, as just days after they demoted their quarterback, Daniel Jones, and then sent him packing, firing him, all of that in the span of 48 hours. There was reports of turmoil, upheaval in the Giant locker room, and those reports proved to be accurate as the Giants fell behind 30-0. Now, wide receiver Malik Neighbors called the Giants soft as F, he said, although he said the full word, after the loss to the Buccaneers. Give me your reaction to that comment by Malik Neighbors. So the obvious reaction here is you do not fall behind 30-0 if everything is going well, right? This was a message in the bottle. It's a rather obvious message in a bottle, or in this case on the field. This was what we see a lot in basketball. You don't see this much in football. This was, hey, we are upset with the front office. We don't like the coach, and we are going to send a message. And we're going to send that message on the field. That was a direct shot at Brian Daboll. I'd be surprised if he's not fired later today. Nothing official on that, but there are reports that that's a possibility. The Giants will just let Brian Daboll go, and the GM as well. But if you do the arithmetic, and I'm never wrong doing MALLER math. When you do the arithmetic on this, okay, it's even up the books. You're just evening up the books. It's like, hey, you did dirty Daniel Jones, and that's not right. And yeah, he sucks, but it's not his fault. And so we'll show you. And it wasn't everybody, but all it takes is 3 or 4 guys on offense and 3 or 4 guys on defense that are not putting a maximum effort out, and you fall behind 30-0. That was retribution by the Giants. And you cannot tell me they're a bad team. I agree, they're a bad team, but they're not that bad. They're not that bad. And the Bucs are not that much better than the Giants, where it should be 30-0, unless that was a collective, let's get back at the organization move by the Giants, and I believe it was. Now, final thought. So one subplot to this game, the Tampa Bay victory, some people creating a controversy out of thin air regarding the quarterback from the team that represents the Tampa St. Pete area. So I asked the question, did Buccaneer star Baker Mayfield cross the line? Did he cross the line? He did the Tommy DeVito celebration. Like he did the Tommy DeVito, he did that celebration. So I will ask the question. The answer is no, sir. This is what's known as, say it with me now, kids, manufactured drama is what this is. Now, did Baker raise his arms in the air everywhere while pinching his fingers together like DeVito? Absolutely. Absolutely. Thought I was watching an episode of The Sopranos back in the day on HBO. No question about that. However, was Mayfield mocking DeVito? No. And he said it was, I don't know exactly what he said. I don't remember verbatim what he said. It was essentially like a tribute. And I agree. It's a sign of respect, right? It's a sign of respect. And it's like when Gunner, the YouTube guy, Gunner does an impersonation of me. I'm honored. But this story did die in the vine because one of the reporters, and I don't know the woman's name, but she was like really pestering Baker Mayfield. Like, are you Italian? And Baker's like, well, I don't know. I haven't done the DNA test. I haven't done that. I don't know if I'm, percentage or anything like that. DeVito, to his credit, he killed the story. He didn't wallow in victimhood, Tommy DeVito, and he should wallow in his performance. But he said, hey, I didn't even take any offense to it. In fact, Tommy DeVito stated, this is hard to believe, he was unaware during the game. He claimed that he was not aware until after the game when it was mentioned to him in the losing locker room there for the Giants. Somebody said, hey, they were doing your little celebration. But he was not paying attention at all. And I'd also like to point out, if you saw this week's episode of Benny versus the Penny, my dopey sidekick, Looney, on the show, he was like celebrating Tommy DeVito. I was like, he's not really that good. And I even told him off there, I said, what are you doing? Tommy DeVito stinks. And, Looney just smiled and told some random factoid or something like that. And DeVito went out there in this game, 21 of 31, 189 yards, no touchdowns. The fact that he didn't have an interception is rather shocking. But the Giants down 30-0. To begin the game, they started with punt, turnover on downs, punt, end of half, fumble before they finally scored. That's how you fall behind 30-0.